Ethan was a young boy living in a small, dilapidated house on the outskirts of the village. His family struggled with poverty, having little money and few possessions. Despite their hardships, Ethan's family was close-knit and full of love. He had a father, a mother, a younger brother, and a sister. They always found a way to smile, even when things were tough. But one day, everything changed. Ethan's father fell gravely ill. The family had no money to afford a doctor, and his father's condition worsened with each passing day. Despite their desperate attempts, his father passed away. The grief that overwhelmed them was unbearable. Ethan promised his mother that he would take care of her and his younger sister. His brother, though still young, tried his best to help too. However, the misfortune did not end there. Soon after, Ethan's brother also became ill, and again, there was no money for medicine. Ethan and his mother could only watch as his brother grew weaker until, tragically, he passed away as well. Now, Ethan was left with just his mother and sister, but he felt an overwhelming loneliness. His heart ached each night, missing his father and brother. With their deaths, Ethan's family sank even deeper into poverty. His mother worked tirelessly, doing everything from cleaning houses to washing clothes, but their situation never improved. There were many nights when there was no food, and hunger gnawed at their stomachs. Ethan knew he had to help. He looked at his mother and vowed, "I will work hard. One day, I'll become successful and take care of you and my sister." His mother, with tears in her eyes, embraced him and said, "I believe in you, Ethan. You are a good boy. Study hard, work hard, and never give up." Her words fueled Ethan's resolve to make a better life for his family. Ethan loved learning. Though they couldn't afford proper schooling, he spent every free moment studying at home, reading old books, and learning English. Even when hunger made it hard to concentrate, Ethan pushed through. He was determined to keep his promise to his mother. To support his family, Ethan took up various small jobs. He cleaned the streets, carried heavy loads, and worked in a local factory. The work was grueling, and his hands and back ached, but he never stopped. Each day he reminded himself of his promise. Sometimes, when he was alone, Ethan would cry in silence. The weight of exhaustion and loneliness felt unbearable, but he kept going. He knew that one day all the hard work and sacrifice would pay off. He wanted to make his mother proud, and that thought kept him going. He continued studying English, learning new words every day, practicing his speaking skills, and preparing for any opportunity that might come his way. Ethan had a close friend named Clara. They had grown up together, and Clara was kind-hearted and intelligent. Ethan admired her deeply, but Clara's family had wealth, and they had always expected her to marry someone of their social status. One day, Clara's parents pulled Ethan aside and said, "You're a poor boy. You can't offer Clara the life she deserves. She needs a better future." Ethan was heartbroken. He loved Clara, but he knew he could never provide her with the life her family wanted for her. Clara cried as well. She loved Ethan, but in the end, she had to obey her parents. Ethan felt the sting of rejection, but he knew there was nothing he could do. He had lost his love, not because of who he was, but because of the circumstances he couldn't change. Ethan spent many nights crying, overwhelmed by the weight of his struggles. But through it all, he never gave up. He kept his promise to his mother and sister close to his heart. Every day he worked tirelessly, determined to change their fate. One day, while Ethan was working at the factory, a wealthy man named Mr. Harrison walked in. He was the owner of the factory, and his presence immediately caught the attention of the workers. When Mr. Harrison overheard Ethan speaking English, he was taken aback. "Who taught you to speak English?" he asked. "I taught myself," Ethan replied, his voice full of pride. Impressed by Ethan's determination and self-discipline, Mr. Harrison saw something special in him. "You have a talent," he said. "I want to help you. I'd like to offer you a better position in my office." Ethan could hardly believe his ears. The offer felt like a dream come true. He accepted the opportunity and soon found himself working alongside Mr. Harrison, learning new skills and gaining invaluable experience. He worked harder than ever before, always striving to do his best. Mr. Harrison quickly came to trust Ethan's abilities and dedication. Years passed, and Ethan's hard work did not go unnoticed. Mr. Harrison saw how loyal and honest Ethan was, and how quickly he learned. One day, Mr. Harrison pulled Ethan aside. "Ethan," he said, "I believe you are ready. I want you to be the CEO of my company." Ethan was in shock. He could hardly believe it. "Thank you, Mr. Harrison," he said, his voice filled with gratitude. "I promise I'll work even harder." As the CEO, Ethan's leadership took the company to new heights. He was successful beyond his wildest dreams, and his wealth grew exponentially. But he never forgot his humble beginnings, nor the promise he made to his mother and sister. Ethan worked hard to save his money, always focused on his ultimate goal, to provide a better life for his family. Eventually, he bought a large house, one he knew would surprise his mother and sister. The day he took them to their new home, he said with a wide smile, "This is our new house." His mother and sister could hardly contain their emotions. They cried tears of joy and hugged Ethan tightly. They were incredibly proud of everything he had accomplished. Ethan had kept his promise. He had become successful, not just for himself, but for the family he loved. Now, as a wealthy man, Ethan made sure to take care of his mother and sister. He never forgot the struggles they had endured together. Ethan also made it his mission to help other children who were growing up in poverty. He gave them hope, telling them, "Never give up. Work hard and believe in yourself. You can achieve your dreams." As Ethan stood with his mother, who looked at him with tears of pride in her eyes, she whispered, "You have made me so proud, Ethan." As Ethan stood in front of his mother, she smiled and said, "You are a good son. You have a big heart." Ethan embraced his mother, feeling a rush of emotions. He thought back to all the difficult times they had endured together. He remembered the promise he had made and how far he had come. His sister, too, came forward and gave him a heartfelt hug. "You are the best brother," she said with a grin. Ethan smiled, his heart swelling with pride. He was happy, knowing he had kept his promise to his family. He had worked hard, and now he had not only made his family proud, but he had also found success through determination and perseverance. But even with all his achievements, Ethan never forgot the lessons he had learned along the way. He knew how hard life could be and wanted to help others who were struggling, just as he had. He used his newfound wealth to make a difference. He donated to poor families, built schools, and established scholarships for children who, like him, had little opportunity to succeed. Ethan always remembered his mother's words, "Study hard and work hard. Never give up." These words had been his guiding light, and they continued to lead him as he helped others. He shared these lessons with everyone he met, always encouraging others to keep going, no matter how difficult life might seem. Ethan's life had been filled with challenges, but he had overcome them all. He became a symbol of hope, a living testament to the power of hard work and perseverance. Many people looked up to him, inspired by his story. They saw that if Ethan could make it, so could they. But Ethan knew his journey wasn't just about his own success. It was for everyone who faced hardship. He understood that his story was not just his own. It belonged to all those who had struggled, just like he had. And as long as he could help, he would continue to work hard, continue to give back, and continue to inspire others. Through all his achievements, his mother and sister were always by his side. Together, they built a happy life, one filled with hope and tears of joy. Ethan's story became a beacon for those who dreamed of a better life. It was a reminder that with hard work, determination, and a kind heart, anything is possible. No matter how difficult life may seem, there is always hope, and there is always a way to achieve your dreams.